Hey, welcome to Exposition, a show about arts and culture of southeastern Ohio. With me is Valerie Thomas.
Hello.
Hello. How's your week?
It's been busy in traveling,
I heard.
and we just got back last night. So I have a little bit of sun on my face.
Yeah,
Or
not a bad thing.
embarrassing blush or something. So we'll see.
So you are, would you say, in charge of the artisan market?
Well, I, as well as my daughter Kelsey,
Okay.
yes, we are, and we have now gone back outside on State Street, but it's in the park on State Street next to the farmers market. We're no longer in the street, but
Voluntarily, you weren't like kicked out into the street.
we're not kicked out. We were not kicked out.
So you can be found what days in the street?
That would be Saturday, 10 to 4. And
It's not like you're a street walker or anything like that.
Mike, horrifying. My husband's over there.
No, what street is it?
It's State Street, where the
Okay.
farmers market, right bordering the park.
Right. If you find the park, you can find you guys.
Yes, it's the one that's right in front of the Chamber of Commerce, and we're on the First Avenue end of State Street, and the farmers market's on the Second Avenue end. And then Thursday, starting the last week of May, we're going to be back at the French Art Colony for the Art on the Lawn, hot summer nights.
I got to get into that.
From 5 to 9 p.m. So we'll be there on the lawn, and they'll have catering. They have legal beverages for
What's the
purchase
charge?
and entertainment. It's $5 per person to get in.
That's exorbitant.
Yeah, I know. I try to save my money to get in, but you know, we try.
When does that start, and where can you find the schedule?
That's going to start the last Thursday of May. I'm not sure what date that is, but you can find that probably on the French Art Colony website.
Okay.
Quickly, the Riverby Theater Guild is going to be having their Alice in Wonderland play this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Riverview Room at the library, at the public library downtown, Gallipolis.
Okay, well today we are featuring a different type of art, the art of tattooing. And today we have Michael and Joshua LaBello, brothers who run Envy Inc. in Gallipolis.
Hi, Mom.
So are you equal partners here? Or?
I'm the boss.
You're the boss, okay.
And when did Michael start? When did you start bossing Michael around?
I've always been bossing him around.
I
yes.
thought so.
Yeah.
But,
Started very early.
At the Envy Inc. shop, maybe.
Michael's been working with us for a year or so, and he's doing great. He's well, we're kind of equal partners in art. We share designs a lot. Sometimes I tattoo what he drew, and sometimes he tattoos what I drew.
That's
Do you have different styles?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
We collaborate a lot too.
Yeah. So a little bit about yourself, what your background is, how long you've been doing this, and all that.
We've both been drawing since we were babies, of course, and done every kind of art job we can get our hands on. We've been doing, Envy Inc. has been open, I think, 4 years, something like that. We try to create a unique sort of environment. We try to get involved heavily with the arts community and music community. We're really into that stuff. We even host concerts at our shop.
I think that's really unique.
You build a stage, a whole room. It's
Yeah,
just
we built a whole
it's
stage
a concert
and
venue.
equipped it with the sound equipment and everything. I went to school for sound engineering, so I've done a lot of live sound and put it to use.
Good.
And we both write our own original music too, so it's a a good place to force our own stuff.
A
on
whole
people.
artistic place to express yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you each have a band then, or you just perform individually?
We just write our own music. Yeah. We also have a couple of concerts coming up. We have on June the 2nd, a comedy troupe is going to be coming through, and they're going to be filming their experience. They're looking for unique venues, and I guess a tattoo shop is a unique venue. Tattoo shop with a stage, and they're going to be recording their stuff for Netflix too, and they're going to be putting together a whole tour, so that'll be interesting.
Exciting.
Do they have a name, or do you remember what it is?
It's called the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Tour, and all the information is either on our website or our Facebook, and it's on June the 2nd, so people can buy a ticket at the door. It's only $5 to get into, and it's going to fill up really fast.
How many people can you comfortably hold in there?
About 60.
60? Well, that's not too bad.
About 60 in the main room, but we have 2 rooms, and a lot of people hang outside and kind of circulate in and out. We also have a rock concert coming up on the 5th of June.
Who's that with?
It's 3 or 4 different bands.
Okay.
A couple of them are from Columbus, and they always pack the house when they come in. Those are also $5. We try to keep the ticket sales or the ticket price down.
So make it accessible.
So it's accessible, yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed in, I don't know, the past 10 years, just going to see a regular concert is ridiculous. Back in my day, it was like $20-25, and now it's like $80 to $100 or better.
Yeah.
So that's good that you can see some entertainment for relatively little cost. And
more than just having music, we're really trying to foster original music, originality, and people who create their own music. It's not a bar cover band kind of venue. We don't serve alcohol or anything, so we just like to hear people's original music.
And you also host, I'm sorry, were you going to
No,
say?
that's fine, yeah.
Oh, you also host the Art Salon, which I'm so sorry we missed this time we were out of town. But we look forward to attending the next one. And tell us about the Art Salon.
We've hosted several arts events. We like to put local artists' works on our wall and kind of have gallery openings and just a place for people to come and talk about their stuff. We've had several really interesting people, from people, painters and artists, printmakers, sculptors, doll makers, jewelry, everything. It's really interesting. And I think it kind of feeds into what you're doing with the artisan market too. So that's really exciting too. That's downtown.
And we hope to partner with you for a lot of things. In fact, Joshua starred in our St. Patrick's Day cultural parade, and
made quite a splash.
Yes. Do we have any images of that? No, we don't.
I do, but I wasn't prepared.
I'm sorry, I didn't mention it early enough. But he was a crowned princess in our parade, so we are very proud to have you as one of the stars of our very first annual St. Patrick's Day Cultural Parade.
It was very exciting.
Wasn't it? It was fun. It was great.
I was really surprised at the turnout for our first one.
Thank you.
It did really well.
Well, we can't wait to have you involved next year, and we'll see how you can up yourself. We don't know what that will be, but we'll see.
I think there's going to be ninjas involved.
Oh, yes. Yes, with top knots.
I was going to say Ninja Collective.
Oh, that seemed right.
I think both are
the same
acceptable.
I don't know.
I don't either.
So is there any, in the tattoo world, is there a style that you guys concentrate on?
We concentrate on a handful of styles.
Okay.
We try to, never say no. We like to try new styles, and we like to invent styles. We actually sit around watching TV and thinking, what hasn't anybody else ever done? And we want to do that.
Okay. Like Oriental, or what may remind me of that, talking about ninjas and stuff.
I don't think you can say that anymore. I think it's Asian.
Asian? Okay.
We try to steer away from, we do our fair share of common styles, absolutely, if that's what somebody really wants. But more and more people are open to our ideas, and we do a lot of new concepts for people. We like to really listen to them when we're talking to them about their tattoo, and really get inside of their head and design something very unique for them. I want people to come in showing a tattoo that we've already done and say, I want something like this, not just something random off of Pinterest or Google. It's really exciting when somebody comes in and I'm like, oh, I did that.
Yeah. Do you have the wall full of flash to choose from?
No, not a piece of it.
Okay.
Everything we do is original. Even if someone just wants a butterfly, we'll draw an original butterfly for them that we've never done on anybody.
Okay.
And it's a good challenge to ourselves, you know. It's humbling to know that I have to draw a new butterfly or a new rose, and maybe go back to the photo references and again study roses, you know, and maybe I'll pick up something new, you know. Just when you start to get complacent about doing a rose, you know, because we've done thousands of them, you know, we'll continue to do thousands of them every year, and just when you start to get complacent about, oh, I'm sick of doing this, we'll find some Norwegian artist that's just taken it to another art level, you know, and we're like, oh, now I'm inspired to, now I want to put water drops on my roses, or now I want to, you know, do the rose in focus and the background out of focus, or, you know, there's all endless interpretations, you know, and that inspires you to do that.
So I think I'm the only virgin up here, if I'm correct. Of tattooing. What advice would you have for somebody coming into it, you know, to get a tattoo? Maybe how to choose an artist or whatever.
Well, one great piece of advice is a lot of people come in and want an 18-year-old. You know, oh, I'm 18 now, I want a tattoo. You know, a good rule of thumb is patience. You know, if you really like this tattoo idea, write that down or fold up the picture and put it in your wallet for 6 months. If you still want that in 6 months, maybe you really want that, and it's not a whim. You know, but too often we see people choosing things based on you know, celebrities that have had it, or their friends just keeping up with the Joneses, you know, or a Pinterest or Google, you know, thing that they've seen. And
I want SpongeBob SquarePants, and then like 40 years from now, it's like, what the heck is that? Yeah,
it's kind of our self-appointed job to protect people from themselves, you know. And if we see something and we know it's a trend, you know, that's, if you're not going to like that in 10 years and you're going to want to get it covered up, maybe we can talk you into, you know, expressing yourself in a different way, you know.
Now, do most people come in with a clear idea of, I want a tattoo because of this? Because I think a lot of the cool part about your business would be learning the reasons and inspirations for them, and not just, hey, I just want one, I'll pick something off the wall and put a stamp on me.
Yeah, we like that. In fact, we talk to them about that. I like to hear that stuff, and get to the core of why they really want it. And like a lady just came in yesterday, a tattoo he did, and she wanted a flower with 3 petals falling off for her 3 grandparents that have passed, and she wanted initials on each one. It gets a little gravestone-y and, you know, a little morbid that way, we think. So we talked with her and got to the psychological underlying, you know, thing, and she wanted to reflect beauty and impermanence, basically. So we did 1 petal falling off and the nice beautiful flower, and it still spoke to everything she because there was a problem with, there's still 1 grandparent that hasn't passed. What do we do with that, you know?
We got to pencil one in there later.
Yeah, and we didn't want to draw a bunch of petals falling off of a flower. It looks like a dead flower, and we want life to go on, you know. So we kind of, and she was really happy with that. It made a lot of sense in her head and spoke to what she really wanted subconsciously anyway. We do that kind of thing.
That sounds cool.
And a lot of people do have real specific reasons why they want to get things or meanings behind it, but you don't need to. It really, in the end, it's an adornment. You know, you don't choose a watch or a necklace because, you know, grandpa passed away. You know, you choose it because it looks good on you, you know, and in the end, that's what it needs to do, is look good on you.
Right.
Or accent you in some, you know, good looking way.
And the whole thing is, I don't know, the past 20 years has gotten more popular, or whatever you want to say. It used to be, like I heard somebody say at lunch, that, you know, you're a criminal, right? I think that was something you said.
Less of a stigma.
Right.
There's
it's
less of
just
a
bikers and bad people,
yeah.
and that's the type of people that get tattoos.
It's beautiful art.
In our family,
it's amazing art.
A lot more of the girls have tattoos than the guys. You know, like my wife has them, I don't. You know.
She's the criminal.
She's
She's like criminal.
I was going to say cooler than him.
Oh,
but,
she's
yes.
Maybe both.
She's adorable.
But it has gotten more popular. Do you see more males, females,
It's
older,
more
younger?
females.
Yeah. And
Yeah, the demographics, it's more females, and because of that, we really do concentrate on a lot of feminine styles and brightly colored styles, and
maybe softer things, and
Soft-
not the
softer
skulls
things.
and blood and daggers. And
right,
That's
although
the
you
cool
probably
thing.
got
that
some of
stuff's
that.
fun too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course.
That's what's cool about it, the colors. Like over the years, it's changed from just like a dark blue or a black, or it's vibrant, bright, beautiful colors.
Or pastels and things.
Yeah, which you were talking about that earlier. It's when
Watercolor?
it's a little watercolor. There's it's a different effect that you do.
Yeah, we're able to simulate a lot of painterly effects, and it's really fun to go back to the basics and study an old, magazine on watercolor or on acrylic techniques, and say, how could we do this with these, these tools we have now? And it's neat to do that.
Now I've seen one person that, one tattoo artist that does just a specific thing. I don't know if you guys have gotten into that or explored it at all, but if someone maybe had breast cancer and then they needed something reconstructed, all this guy does is nipples on reconstructions. And I guess it's very healing for the women that have breast cancer. Have you done anything medical like that, or
Yes.
makeup and that type of thing?
Yeah, I do a lot of scar cover-ups, and I've started specializing in that because it actually feels really good to me to help somebody get over something. I've done tummy tuck scars, C-sections. I did all kinds of. I did eyebrows for chemo patients. We had a really huge contest recently too, and there were, I don't remember how many people entered that contest, but people from hours and hours away wanted to come, get their scars covered up and fixed. And
It's wonderful that you do that.
scoliosis scars, burns, anything,
Have you ever done a zipper on a scar?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's scars are something that most tattoo artists avoid like the plague.
Just because of the skin type that's over it?
Yeah, it's difficult to get ink in the skin. It takes a certain finesse, and it's some parts of a scar can be dead, and some can feel hypersensitive to the client, and you have to really baby it a little bit. They usually need touch-ups too for scars, but it is absolutely possible, especially with the techniques and the way we approach it, the patterns we put over it.
As far as new people coming in, is there things that you have to be aware of when getting a tattoo? I know probably I want to get my girlfriend's name on my neck or my arm or whatever.
It's usually bad luck.
Yeah. Do you think it is bad luck, or is it just...
No, it's psychology though. Usually people who want to put other people's names on them, something's already going bad in the relationship.
And
it's
they're
a
trying to
sort
make
of
the
a voodoo to
permanence
make
to
them
it.
permanent, and it doesn't usually work.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I usually talk them out of it unless they've been together 25 years. I'm like, okay, this is
Right.
your third marriage, 25 years. You're probably going to stick with this one.
Right.
How
about other... I know the police have a list of different tattoos. What are some things to avoid that, may come out of prisons and stuff like that?
Hepatitis.
No, I know, like the teardrop. You shouldn't have a teardrop, probably.
Well, yeah.
And there's probably gang symbols and things too.
Yeah,
Why not? What?
Like, I think there's one a shamrock. Yeah, you don't want a shamrock. Or is it a 3-leaf shamrock?
Yeah, there are certain tattoos that people don't know what they're getting, and they ask for it, and we have to, educate them.
Tell them what that means.
Yeah.
Right. If you get pulled over by the police, they're going to think you're in this awful gang.
Yes.
Oh, it's a gang.
Or we have to initiate him first, and the beatings are never good.
Yeah.
But in general, getting a new tattoo, going back to your question, people should look for themselves. I always recommend, don't take our words for it. Don't even take your friend's word for it. They might like bad tattoos. Look at the portfolios of the people who are doing the tattoos and judge for yourself. If you want a portrait, you don't go to a place that doesn't have any portraits in their portfolio. If all they do is SpongeBob, that's probably not going to be a good-looking portrait.
Right.
And there are other things to consider, like it's going to hurt. Have a good meal before you go in. Be prepared mentally for it.
Wash your butt.
Wash your butt. Yes. Hygiene is important to us. It's hard to
Is
tattoo when we're holding our breath.
And you also do piercings, right?
Yes, we do tattoos and piercings.
Yes. All kinds of piercings? Okay. Now, is there anyone that should avoid doing any of these things with
Like
any
a medical condition?
Exactly.
We do take a full medical history whenever they come in, and we advise them appropriately. Sometimes if they have a certain type of diabetes, we just need to tell them that it may take longer for them to heal, and they may need a touch-up. If there are conditions, heart conditions, or if they're prone to seizures or something like that, and they've never had a tattoo, we kind of shy away from that.
What kind of heart condition?
Just if they're heavily medicated for it, especially if it's anything that's thinning their blood.
Yeah, I take 2 blood thinners because that would probably be a bad idea.
Well, that's a daily thing, right?
Yeah.
We usually just ask you, don't take it before the tattoo.
Right.
You can take it after the tattoo once it starts clotting. But during the tattoo, if your blood is thin and bleeding more than normal, we're putting ink in while your blood is pushing stuff out, and it doesn't jive. We like things to jive. Yes.
Yes, I would imagine.
Okay, I think you brought in some examples of your work.
Yes.
So let's get those things up on the screen and talk about those.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a butterfly, and I assume that's a shadow under it?
Yeah, that's what they call 3D tattoos, are kind of all the rage, I guess. Yeah, it's just a trick of the eye to make it more realistic and interactive with the body.
And that's a big thing too, is placement. Some things wouldn't look right. And like the butterfly is facing out, would you have it facing the other direction in that area?
It's kind of, how does it feel to you? There are a few rules. We don't like anything to face backwards. Like on the shoulder, for example, we would want everything to face forward because you're moving forward in life, not backward.
Right.
That's one of the old, there are some old tattoo adages and things like that.
Things that shouldn't.
This is a watercolory splash kind of style, just abstract colors flowing one to the other.
What would be the reason someone would get that? Just for adornment?
Yeah, actually her original idea was she wanted a color splash with a Bible verse over it, but decided that the color splash looked so good she didn't want to mess it up with the Bible verse.
Yeah. And that's a relatively new technique there, isn't it?
It's really new to the States especially. This is a black and gray mermaid. It was a pretty large piece on her. We did a little bit of a color splash behind it just for a pop.
That's a different kind of, below the torso type of mermaid, it looks like. It's almost sharky or something.
Yeah, I like to play with the realism of it, and I'm not a Little Mermaid fan. I like I like the scarier mermaids better. But that's not really scary. It's just more, interest.
Yeah.
This is a fix cover-up. You can't really see from the before picture, but it was back on her. It's a cover-up of a cover-up. It was covering up a Winnie the Pooh, I think, and it was back on her ankle.
The first one is a cover-up of a Winnie the Pooh, and then you added...
Yeah, I added the flower and a little bit of background to throw it back on balance on her ankle, and the color splash of the flower brings your eye away from the butterfly, and I fixed the shape of the butterfly. It's kind of an abstract, I guess she was Irish.
Okay. So you got 3s and 4s in there. Would that be water in the background?
Sure.
But that's not gang related.
No,
that's
not that style.
I'm just saying.
It's a black and gray flag, realistic flag.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of his own idea, kind of mixing the flags together.
Yeah, I like the way the flag's rippling and torn. That makes it really interesting.
That's a healed photo, by the way. That's what it looks like right now. This is from Beauty and the Beast. Simulated a little bit of the ripple in the glass of a stained glass. That was really fun to do. That was one of those things I'd never really done much of. And
did they ask for that?
Yeah, they asked for that, but well, not to that detail.
Right.
I just took it to another level.
Okay.
There's an example of a portrait. Kind of an odd placement on the forearm.
Okay.
But it shows it pretty well. Black and gray, very, very light, realistic.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can really mess those up easy if you're not
Oh yeah.
careful.
Yep. This is a Spartan inspired tattoo. A lot of the fellows are since the movie 300 are all gaga over the Spartan stuff and in that sort of era. This was interesting. It was a kind of a pen and ink sloppy line style with just a little splash of color behind it.
Is that done or is that just an outline?
That's done.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the fresh one.
Right, you can tell because of the red around the...
Right.
Yeah.
And this was a contest winner of a before and after picture, and that was some old maze, ancient maze picture. And you see how raised it is on the before picture?
Right.
That's scarring. That's whoever did it the first time ran the needle over it so much that it was a raised scar. So that was a bit of the and like the watercolory looking red pink flower down there takes your eye away from it too.
I think of everything that you can tattoo, I think cover-ups are probably the most challenging.
They are. That's why they're the most fun too. It's a black and gray Reaper. Had a lot of fun with the cloud work and stuff in the background, and that's actually my hand skeletalized.
Oh, okay.
It's another example of some bright color stuff.
And that's pretty short time afterwards?
I don't know that. I think that one's fresh.
Okay. I wasn't sure how much that would fade. Oh, wings. Those are in it. That has to be a lot of work.
Yeah, that was a couple of sessions.
What does that say? Oh, sorry.
I don't remember.
Okay.
And that's a flower with some watercolor.
This is dandelions are overdone, and this is a good example of taking an overdone concept and having a lot of fun with it. So we did the watercolory dancey stuff, and that's a healed picture too, I think. Yeah.
What would be the meaning behind something like that?
Looks pretty.
Very pretty.
That's nice.
A little black and gray forearm piece.
Very nice. Amazing art. It's just amazing.
And is that cover up there?
We do a lot of cover-ups.
That's good. This is a scar?
Yeah, that was actually a scar cover-up.
That's amazing.
And then just some more popping colors, feminine colors, kind of pastel. It's a sketchy style with some pastel colors.
Okay.
Very nice.
Very nice work.
Yes.
You have talent in a lot of different
Excellent.
areas.
Very cool.
You should see me dance.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
man.
We may do that some of these days.
Go ahead.
I think we only have 1 minute left.
Okay. Well,
that for the next
if people would like to come see you and see your work, where would they go?
You can come see us at our shop in Gallipolis, Ohio, 862 2nd Avenue. envyinktattoo.com.
And you're on Facebook
And we're on
also?
Facebook. Look for Envy Ink Tattoo.
It's
And-
diagonal from Shake Shop.
If it's a good place if you got the munchies. Because you got
That's true.
you got 2 pizza places catty corner to your place and then the shake shop and you're on the other corner.
That's what I'm saying.
That's our story and we're sticking to it. Well, thanks for watching Exposition and we'll see you next time. Stay classy.